quite a tight squeeze getting out of there.
So we are here in Rothenburg ob der Tauber, one of the most popular cities to visit in all of Germany. We're gonna find out what to do, what to eat, and whether it's worth visiting. So stick around, find out, and we have some really good things coming for you in this video.
We just walked up to the gates of the Old Town in Rothenburg, and we're really excited to check it out. I'm a little shocked by all of the cars coming in and out, just because it looks like such a narrow passage, but let's see what it's like inside.
So we just climbed up to the top of the city walls here in Rothenburg, and it's one of the only cities in Germany that actually has these medieval walls still surrounding the entire city. We're really excited to walk them because honestly, they're just super old. It looks really cool, and it looks like we're gonna get some great viewpoints of this city. It almost reminds me a little bit of Dubrovnik when we visited, although that was way before we had a YouTube channel. And another city in Spain was Avila that had incredible walls around the city. And you can check that video out right here. But let's see what they're like here in Rothenburg. One thing I'm absolutely loving about this city wall that I haven't seen in other ones that we've traveled to is this wood that's right here. It's just really cool because normally they're just the stone and they seem really well fortified, where this one, because of the wood, you definitely know it has to have been repaired over time and taken care of, but it just really gives it that old time vibe and actually makes it feel a little bit more dangerous than walking around one that's all stone. Oh, so this part, the stone totally went away and now it's all wood. We have a wood floor, wood railing. Wow, this is really cool.
So as we're walking on the city walls right now, I'm actually quite shocked at how large the city center is. The Old Town itself seems to be really big. We've just been walking straight now for about 5 minutes, and you can kind of see parts of the Old Town, and I'm excited to actually get down there and see what it's like.
One fun fact is that this is one of only 3 German cities that still has a fully intact medieval wall surrounding it. And I'm actually totally shocked. I thought, as Becca said, the Old Town was pretty small, but this thing just keeps going and going and going, and it's really cool to walk around. We've had parts of the Old Town, now we have parts of historic homes in more of a residential area that's still in the city, and I honestly had no idea it would be like this at all. One other super important thing to keep in mind when visiting Rothenburg ob der Tauber is that if you want to walk the city walls like this, there are multiple access points throughout, so you don't have to do the whole thing. You can just do a portion of it, which is something we would highly recommend doing, especially because it's free. So getting these views for free is something you can't do in most cities across Europe, at least from our travels here. If you visited any other places like this, make sure to comment those below because we're curious, and those are places we want to check out and travel to here at My Travel BF.
Right behind me is supposed to be the most famous street here in Rothenburg. And it's kind of giving me some Bongberg vibes with this little brown house on the corner. And it is very stunning, but it's definitely your like Instagram-y spot. There's lots of people here right now, and there's lots of cars passing through here. So if you want to get a good shot, make sure to come here early. But it is gorgeous and definitely worth a visit. One thing that really stands out to me here is all of these gold lettering and ornate detailed signs that all the businesses have outside. They have something that kind of represents what their business is. And I think that's just really cool, and it makes it stand out more than other cities.
Now, we couldn't fit everything in one video, so we actually made 2 here. We have a second video coming out soon. That's a food tour of Rothenburg. So make sure to check that one out and like and subscribe so you get notified of it right away, because you're not going to want to miss all the great food in this beautiful city. So one of the things Rothenburg is best known for is having the German Christmas Museum. Honestly, we've never been to a Christmas museum before, so let's see what it's like. So we just got out of the Christmas Museum, and for €5 to enter, I'm going to say it was worth it, especially if you want to learn a lot about the Christmas history and the Christmas ornament and decoration history here in Germany and around the world. It was really cool to see, especially some of the historic ornaments, and just see how they've changed throughout time. Now, if you just wanted to see a ton of the current Christmas ornaments, there's no need to pay the €5 per person to get into the museum. You can just walk around the store because it's absolutely massive, and it's definitely something you should do, but I would say it's overwhelming because there are so many different ornaments, different sections, and different options. But it's something you should do when you're here in Rothenburg.
Okay, now we're gonna head up to the Rathaus Tower. We have about 40 minutes to get up there before it closes midday. It doesn't look like it's too tall, so hopefully there's not too many steps. Okay, so we actually took an elevator up, and then now we're on the stairs. So we shouldn't be too much longer. Okay, here we go up the steps. They are pretty narrow. Okay, you're gonna have to watch your head in certain parts. Okay. Especially when you're coming around some of these tight corners here. I say that and I'm pretty short. Wow, it gets really, really narrow up here. I don't think we're too far up from the top, but we'll see. Mike's carrying Nico, so I think I got it a little easier. It's like a ladder here. All right, we can see the top. So a few steps to go. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm gonna get down from here. All right, we made it to the top. It was quite a tight squeeze getting out of there. But we made it. It's absolutely gorgeous from here. You can see some of the city walls where we were, and actually some where we haven't even gone to yet. If you don't like tight spaces and you have a fear of heights, or either or, it's probably not for you. But if you can get past both of those things, then it's worth it. It was, I think, €4 per person to get up here, and it's gorgeous.
So right now we're actually outside of the old city of Rothenburg, on the outside of the walls here, and it's pretty cool. We're going to be hiking down towards the river, and we're hoping to find a small little castle that we've read a little bit about, but actually haven't seen in too many other videos. So we're pretty excited to see if we can find it and check it out. Now, one of my favorite things being on the outside of the old city here, especially one with all these huge city walls, is just seeing them from down here and seeing how well they defended the city and how hard it would be to actually attack the city way back in the day. You get a different perspective seeing a city like Rothenburg like this from the outside instead of on the inside. So far this walk down has been absolutely beautiful. It's on a little path through the forest here in the shade, number one, but also it's pretty steep, so it's definitely going to be a hike on the way back up. And I will say Google Maps isn't necessarily the most accurate because the trail it said we couldn't find, so we're hoping this is the correct way because essentially we're going down towards the river here. But I guess we'll see as we get closer to the bottom. So we just got down to the Tauber castle behind me here. It took about 15 minutes to hike down, and the castle behind me here is said to be one of the smallest castles in the world. And that's because, well, you can just see the size here. It's kind of built up on a tower defense. And on top of it, there's actually a house where the mayor used to live. It's really nice down here by the river and kind of gives you a different view of the city. Coming down here and then seeing the castle, as well as you can see some of the towers of the city, as well as some of the old fortress walls. But this Tauber castle, I'd say is definitely worth it to come down and visit if you have the time while you're here in Rothenburg and aren't just here on a day trip. Because it's pretty beautiful, it's pretty peaceful, and something we like to say is a little bit unique here.
Okay, so now comes the hike back up, and it was pretty steep coming down, so probably gonna be a bit of a workout. All right, we got back up and we're walking through the Berg Garden. It's pretty peaceful, just here catching our breath. If you go to the edge, you can see some of the surrounding nature. It's a nice place to relax for a bit.
So we are coming back into the city from the Berg Garden and going down by the Tauber Castle, and right after entering the city gate from this side, you can just see the old Rathaus tower there that we climbed, and it's so narrow and so skinny. I can see why it was so steep going up those stairs, because really there's not much room for it, and if you're scared of heights at all, I'd either recommend not doing it, but definitely don't look at it from this point of view before deciding to do it. So now we're back up climbing the walls of Rothenburg again. However, this time we're on the other side of the city. This morning we climbed one side and we kind of got to a stopping point and then have been exploring the city. And now from the top of the Rathaus tower, we were able to see this other chunk of the wall. So we decided to come over here and walk that, because why not? We're here, and you do not get a chance to do this in most cities in Germany, because a lot of cities that probably had walls like this were destroyed in World War II. So just having the opportunity to walk around this historic defense and wall of the city is absolutely incredible. So here in Rothenburg, there are plenty of options to stay in the center of the city in the old town. However, it does get quite expensive, and we actually picked a place that was a little bit further away. It's only about a 5-minute walk from the old town, and it's a hotel just on the other side of the main train station. It's really not that bad, and if you're looking to save a couple bucks while traveling to Rothenburg, we definitely recommend either coming in the off season and or staying at a hotel just a little bit further outside of the city and walking in. So one of the most popular things to do here in Rothenburg is to go to the Night Watchman's Tour, which happens every single night at 8 o'clock in English, otherwise at 9 o'clock in German. It's supposed to be a cool tour of the city at night. Let's go, learn some history, and see what it's like. So right now we're walking along the old city walls of Rothenburg, and that's because on the Night's Watchman tour, he reminded us that these city walls are open day and night, and it's definitely something that you have to do because it's super unique here in Rothenburg. And now let's talk about the tour itself. The tour was exceptional. He tells you a bunch of history of the city from its founding all the way until now. I'll admit, we're a little bit of tour dorks or history buffs, so for only €9 a person, it's something we definitely recommend. But while we keep walking the walls here, check out the other videos that are popping up on the screens here, and we'll see you over at those videos. Bye.